A green cartoon owl is teaching more people daily than most universities. For free. Not with better teachers, not with better content, but with better psychology. And here's the strange part. Most edtech companies had more money, more courses, more credibility, yet one bird won. This is what I call the Duolingo effect. And if you understand it, you'll understand why most edtech platforms struggle to keep users even today. Let's slow this down. For years, online education looked like this. Recorded lectures, long videos, certificates at the end. It felt serious, professional, expensive. Platforms like Coursera and Byju's built massive businesses around this model. And on paper, it made sense. Education is serious, so it should feel serious. But here's the quiet problem. Learning online feels like work, and humans don't wake up excited to do unpaid work. So here's the real question. If serious education was already online, why did a free app with a cartoon owl win attention? Duolingo didn't try to feel like a classroom. It tried to feel like a game. XP points, streaks, leagues, confetti animations. It looks playful, but it's strategic. They didn't design lessons, they designed behavior. Let's talk about the streak. Miss, one day you lose it. And suddenly, a tiny number feels expensive. Humans hate losing what they have more than gaining something new. A new word? Nice. Losing a 47-day streak? Painful. And that pain brings you back tomorrow. Traditional edtech says, finish the course. Duolingo says, don't lose what you've built. That shift changes everything. Most edtech measure success by course completion. Duolingo measures daily active users. That's not just a metric shift, it's a philosophy shift. One optimizes information, the other optimizes habit. Duolingo is free, so why doesn't free hurt it? Because value doesn't come from price, it comes from consistency. Your streak, your league rank, or your XP, your status isn't what you bought, it's what you maintained. That's a powerful shift. But here's where it gets deeper. The owl. Why does that green owl work so well? The mascot isn't just cute, it's persistent, sometimes passive aggressive, very self aware online. You've probably seen the notifications Spanish or vanish. Your streak misses you. Or the memes where the owl shows up at your door because you skipped a lesson. It's exaggerated, almost threatening. And somehow, it works. Most edtech brands try to look professional. Duolingo chose personality. Instead of saying, we are a learning platform, they behave like, we're the friend who won't let you quit. And strangely, that works. Because motivation often comes from social pressure, even digital social pressure. Now let's talk about leadership. Luis von Ahn, co-founder and CEO of Duolingo, wasn't trying to sell courses. He's a computer scientist. Before Duolingo, he created reCAPTCHA. That system turned tiny human actions into massive distributed value. Millions of people typing distorted words helped digitize books. That mindset carried forward. Instead of asking, how do we build the best language course? He asked, how do we make learning feel like something people already enjoy? That's a different starting point. Luis once said, if people spend billions of hours playing games, why not redirect that time into learning? Most edtech copied classrooms. He copied games. Duolingo was built as a daily return platform. Every feature had to answer one question. Will this bring the user back tomorrow? Not. Will this look impressive? Tomorrow retention. That discipline shaped everything. Duolingo runs constant A/B tests, button colors, notifications, streak rules. If it hurts retention, it's removed. Data sits in the room. Customer obsession sounds simple until it starts killing your favorite ideas. Most edtech protects features, Duolingo protects behavior. Here's the bigger mistake. Most edtech optimized for selling courses, not building habits. They focused on high prices, certificates, sales funnels. But here's the truth. Buying education feels productive. Actually, studying it feels difficult. Duolingo reduced friction to almost zero. One lesson takes 3 minutes. 3 minutes feels harmless, but repeated daily, that becomes a system. Can gamification rebuild edtech? Yes, but not through badges alone. Give users something to protect. Reward consistency. Design for tomorrow, not purchase day. Rebuilding edtech requires psychology before technology. Today we covered why serious education struggles with engagement, how Duolingo built behavior before content, why loss hurts more than reward motivates, why free works when status comes from effort, and why the real product isn't language lesson, it's habit. So here's the real question. If Duolingo launched tomorrow as a $999 premium language course, would you still open it every day? Or is the psychology the real product? If you liked this video, subscribe, like, share, comments. And if you want to know what went wrong with Tata Nano and Hike Messenger, click here.